So today, when you think everything's calm on a bye week, you get some news.
Well, I'd just like to thank you guys for having me. You couldn't have me after Colorado. At least it's not after Indiana, so thanks for that.
That is true. You're welcome.
Dana Holgorsen, how about that, huh? Well, I go back to Monday when Coach Rule said all options are open,
Yes.
and he's going to do anything in his power to make his team get on the right path, because obviously they're not on the right path, and they're scuttling on both sides of the ball, but offensively, obviously, is the thing that every Husker fan is talking about.
AK, when you look at this offense, we'll stick with that. You've seen what they were able to do early in the year and how the performance is now. Is it Dylan not seeing it being some freshman mistakes, or just concepts overall with this offense that everyone's just not operating efficiently enough to get this offense where it needs to go?
I think it's a bad combination of both. Think about the narrative before we went into the season. Are they going to have enough footballs to go around?
Yeah.
You know, you got Ja'Cory Barney, you got Nair, you got Banks, you got the running backs, you got Fedoni.
Carter Nelson?
Yeah, I mean, my goodness, now it's like they can't move the ball more than 10 yards. You know, I looked at a stat today, guys, that, you know, they want to run the ball, right? Okay, I get that. They want to run the ball. Did you know that they only have 2 rushes over 30 yards in Big Ten play? And neither one of those by a running back?
Yeah.
It's Ja'Cory Barney against Purdue and Dylan Raiola against Ohio State, who has the longest run in Big Ten play. So if you can't run the ball, what are you going to do to build off it? Because everything starts up front, as you guys know, on both sides of the ball. And against UCLA, they struggled to do both in terms of win the line of scrimmage, and I think that played a big role in them losing.
They only have 7 all season over 20.
7 rushes over 20
and they had
yards.
19 last year.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing about Holgorsen is because, you know, productivity kind of gets buried with the attempts, because they ran the ball 34 times.
Yes.
Which was more than they threw it on Saturday. So they're not. It's not that they don't want to run it. Maybe they don't know how to run it. If you only have like a 3 or 4 week fix and you're looking for insight, do you think it's more scheme related, like ideas, or do you think it's like, hey, do it like this? Right?
That's a great question. Well, but Holgorsen has to have a wealth of knowledge. Obviously, he has been bringing in, he's been watching this team from afar, obviously keeping in contact with the head coach. This team has talent, obviously. This team has the ability to move the football. Now, how can they? You know, the offensive line wasn't great against UCLA. I mean, this is a team that didn't sack the quarterback, UCLA, and Dylan was running for his life a lot of the times, and they got Dylan on the ground 4 times. So that tells you something. So I don't know if it's schematics or if it's just putting the guys in the right position, because I do think they have enough talent. You know, whether it be Barney or Carter Nelson, there's a guy that hasn't been utilized enough, or, you know, just take your pick, Janarian Bonner, Banks, Nayor, just take your pick. But I go back to running the game, the football. You got to run the football in the Big Ten Conference to win games, especially in November.
I know Pro Football Focus is not everything, but I believe only 1 or maybe 2 of those sacks were on the offensive line. They talked about the ball being held.
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
Some of them
we
were on
keep
the
hammering the offense, man.
Yeah.
Now, is it guys not getting open, or is he just not seeing the field? That's the question. Now, I know on the pick 6, it was obvious to everybody watching that he just missed Fedoni.
Yeah, the whole press box went.
Everybody, when he rears back, he was like, he's wide open.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, not that guy.
Yeah, the other guy.
Not that guy, the other guy. That's 20 yards down the field.
Yeah.
So I do think it's a combination of a young quarterback. We're watching growing pains as we speak. He doesn't have the benefit of experience because he got thrown into it. And but that being said, if you are this highly touted of a quarterback, you should be making some of the throws that comes with it. And I think, you know, when you watch the film, I think he would be the first to admit, yeah, you got to make plays like that, and you got to hit the open guy, and he missed the open guy on that pick 6, and it was costly because at halftime, did you guys go, wow, it's only 13-7?
Everybody said that.
It felt like 27-7.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're 1 possession back in this game.
Yeah.
They get the ball coming out of halftime, and that's the first play.
That was the conversation in the popcorn line.
So crushing.
Only 13-7.
Right? AK, I've got to ask you, and don't let me influence you. Of the 4 positions on offense, of the 4 positions on the football field, offensively, offensive line is the least of my concerns. Quarterback has the most upside.
Yep.
But when I look at relative to what they're capable of versus the performance, I would go with wide receivers, then running backs, then quarterback play, then O-line.
Yeah, they haven't been terrible.
But everybody, I get it, the O-line could probably play better, but as critical as we are, sometimes I wonder what we're watching.
I agree. And when we've watched some of the holes that have opened, running backs as well as anybody. Yeah. You got to make somebody miss. You got to make somebody miss at the second level.
I mean, am I the only one that thinks that? How would you rate the positions?
No, I think I said all season long, I think the offensive line is playing better than people think, but it's also the hardest thing for fans to judge. You sit in an offensive line meeting and you'll be lost if you don't know the game. And so it may look to some people that it's not going well, but when they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, when you can't run the football, people blame the offensive line.
Yep.
When you give up sacks, people blame the offensive line. But you said it. Dylan's hanging on the ball too long. Running backs are missing holes. Vision. The vision hasn't been great. I'm right with you. I think they play better, but I think this is, and they all can play better. But I think this is the least of my concerns offensively. Listen, Dylan had plenty of time to throw the football at Indiana, had plenty of time to throw the football at Ohio State. They're going to bring pressure. The teams are going to bring pressure. Now the scheme is out, right? And they bring pressure against a young quarterback. He's gonna struggle. Most quarterbacks do. But this offensive line has given him time, and I mean the execution there, just the double coming off by Evans on that guy picking him up. That's high level stuff being executed. It's just a little bit more schematic and getting people to operate as efficiently as possible. And maybe that's something that Holgorsen can do, even though he's an air raid guy, right?
Well, maybe he can also say, hey, Dylan, on this play, what are you looking at, X, Y, Z? Maybe you should look at, something else. Because I go back to that first series, that first 3 and out, which was so critical in looking back at that game. Whether it was the second down play where he throws across the middle, the guy was blanketed. Like, there's no way you're going to complete that pass. So maybe it's the decision-making, too, where you got to say, hey, maybe you're looking at the wrong places and maybe go through your reads, or maybe this is what you look for rather than this. I don't know. And maybe a new set of eyes is good in what this offense needs.
I will say this. Ed Foley's benefiting from all this.
Yeah.
Because no one's talking about special teams.
Object, right?
I know I missed extra point, but still, you had a great punt, and they're doing okay in coverage for the most part. But out of everything that's troubling, what is most troubling for you going forward for USC in a week and a half?
Well, that they haven't put it together on all 3 phases. I think offensively they're sputtering, and you got to score points in this league because we've seen as good as the defense has played at times, they haven't carried it over game to game. It just depends. You just don't know what defense you're going to get. When UCLA comes in with an offense that just can't run the football, and then they run the football for the most yards that they have all year long, they convert 5 first downs on those first 2 drives, which was so critical.
Yep.
And, on the first 27 plays, 24 of the first 27 plays were UCLA because you couldn't get off the field. That's troubling. So I think it's kind of a collective thing. So I don't know if there's one thing that kind of jumps out at me and says, hey, we got to fix special teams. Yeah, you got to fix special teams. You haven't had a big return yet all year, really. No. You got to fix defense. You got to be more consistent on defense. And you got to move the football, and you got to run the football, and you got to stop the run.
Are you encouraged defensively with the adjustments that they are able to make on the fly? Because I think that sometimes we talk about the defense as though they're pretty top-notch, a lot of statistical categories, but we kind of left with a little sour taste in our mouth. I felt like they did a pretty good job of adjusting. It's hard to play good defense.
No question, and I think as we saw in the second half, they played outstanding defense and gave the offense a position to win that game.
Several times.
Honestly, they made some big stops in that second half, which really gave Nebraska a chance, and that's all you're asking for. Yeah, did they start slow? Of course. Did they not get off the field? Of course not. They didn't get off the field. But in the end, after halftime, they were able to stop UCLA and slow down Garbers, who was a very underrated quarterback. Yeah. But they put themselves in position to win the game. That's all you can ask for. Matt Rhule talks about it. Hey, in the Big Ten, you want to have the football with a chance to win or at least tie to send it, and that's what they had. So I thought they made terrific adjustments, not just this past week, but I think in a bunch of weeks this season with Tony White.
Our sideline survey this week is, what do you think is going to happen over the next 3 games? Yeah. 0-3, 1-2, 2-1. What's your feel?
I feel they're going to go at least 1-2. I'm a glass half full guy. DB knows that. Glass half full. Yeah. In all senses of the word. Yeah. Possibly 2-1. And here's the thing. I think USC, this is a desperation bowl between these two teams.
Definitely.
No question these two teams need a win without a doubt. with all the changes being made in the next week and a half, who knows what the team Nebraska's going to come out with. So I think that's kind of an X factor, and I think this is the year they get Wisconsin. Wouldn't that be interesting and kind of ironic that the team that puts them over the hump in terms of bowl eligibility would be Wisconsin, the old thorn in their side, because Wisconsin, talk about a mess. They have no idea what's going on in Madison, too. They've got 3 games left as well, and I think a lot of people are kind of scratching their heads and wondering, hey, are we going to get to a bowl? They got Oregon, Nebraska, and then Minnesota. They're looking at their schedule and say, shoot, Nebraska's the most winnable game out there. So it's going to be a fascinating last 3 weeks.
What's it been, 19 years or something was less than they had a losing record?
Wisconsin, yeah. Almost 20 years, yeah.
They gave up 300 yards. We know Iowa can run the ball.
320 plus.
And I know one of your favorite players in the Big Ten, but 320.
That's Caleb Johnson. He's incredible.
Caleb Johnson should be mentioned in.
He should be in the Heisman
absolutely,
discussion.
100%. He's been carrying that team.
He's also like 70% of their offense.
And don't you think Iowa's benefited from that quarterback change?
Just
Captain
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a
little bit. That running threat, and I think that's what's going to the USC thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about USC changing quarterbacks. I think a quarterback that has the ability to run really gives Nebraska fits at times, and I think that's something to keep an eye on as we move up.
Yeah, my quote's always, it gives everyone problems.
Yeah.
But we've seen it with Nebraska, right? We saw it we saw it in an Illinois game.
Well,
we saw Garbers.
Look at early. Garbers and McGahee had a clear line to bring him down, and he just does a little move, and boom, he gets the first down to extend the drive.
You play a lot of man-to-man, that'll happen.
So Wisconsin's the one that you think is the biggest lock. Out of Iowa, USC might be the other one?
Well, I don't like Kinnick at night. Kinnick's a different place.
Good.
It's a different beast at night. But I think right there in front of you, I think if they can if Nebraska can come out and play like they did at Ohio State, which, if you trend here, Indiana, Ohio State, you feel like, hey, we're back on the upswing, right? So maybe this is a performance that they put it all together out west. I think all bets are off. I think that crowd's going to be lackluster at best in the afternoon, on a Saturday afternoon. It's homecoming. Again, by the way, another opponent that they're playing on a homecoming Saturday. I think that they can, I know USC is talented, but I think Nebraska has some horses too. And if they can figure it out, maybe they can put it all together against USC. Again, glass half full.
Yeah. Andy, we appreciate it. Enjoy your bye week.
Thanks. You too.